1 minute. Thank you. Of your row of magic buttons, please, and as the magic lights fade to zero, please welcome back to the stage your host, Mr. Jeff Whiting.
I love that AC. This is when you know you're at live comedy. When you hear someone over this side saying, on your right hand side, no, the right hand side, fade to zero, fade to zero. This is live comedy. You don't get this on TV, they edit that part out. You know what I mean? Thanks for sitting at the front, by the way. Very nice. Very good of you. And you people, of course. Well, not you, because he has to sit there because he's in charge of the sound. Wouldn't much good if he was in the middle of the audience over there, would it? But, yeah. He's a good man, I like him. This is well, we're working well between you, me and Nick. Honestly, we should take this on the road. Brilliant. Welcome back, my friend, welcome back. What is that you're on there? Perhaps you could tell me I haven't got great eyesight. What a great plan that is. The silent sort of heckle. See if you can read that, mate. Well, I fucking can't. That's why I asked you to tell me what it was. Brilliant, I'm glad you know what you're drinking, my friend. I like a very specific punter. What is it? Oh, an ale. Fuck, I just said something strong that gave me this. Fuck, I don't know what it is. That's how we approach things in this country, isn't it? But, so who here is on, just as another age-related question I asked about people who remember when vans used to go slowly. Who here is on the Facebook? That's the Facebook people. Great, thanks very much for your support. 2, is it? As I said, you might as well introduce yourself as a pensioner now if you say you're on Facebook, as I've found, because I'm still on it, and when people say after gigs, can I make contact with you, follow for gigs? I said, yeah, I'm on Facebook. In Facebook? I get that mentioned on Facebook. What, you mean Instagram? No, I'm on Facebook, yeah. I am on Instagram as well, but you know. How many people? There must be more than 2 people in here on Facebook. Is that alright? Don't worry, Nick's just making some repairs. It's alright, it's okay. This is what I'm telling you, live comedy. Nick is repairing that curtain. That's what he's doing. As I said, this is the sort of vibe you get that you can't get. See, in TV, this is all done seamlessly, as I said, taken out. But here, no, you see it going on. And if he falls off a stool while he's doing it, you'll hear a ah! And that'll be, and then I think somebody fell off a stool and was injured while they were trying to lift the curtain. I mean, this is all, it's not part of the show, by the way. What I love in comedy, stand-up, is generally when you do this for a living, anything weird happens to the room, they would come up to me and say, oh, that's really good, you know, was that all scripted? I go, no, never met any of these people. Go on, when you talk to that bloke and he got up and this happened, I said, yeah, that just happened. They generally think if anything weird happens, it's all scripted, like we planned. Look, what we'll do, Nick, is we'll let the curtain fall down slightly in the interval. Try to fix an interval. No, do it during the show, we can make something of it. Wait till the show started, then get on a stool and start fiddling with the curtain when you're supposed to be judging. Fantastic. Brilliant. Let's not do it in the interval. Anyway, so, yes, so it's good, good. As I said, I'm on Facebook, so is there any, okay, Instagram? Yeah! Instagram more popular. What a shout for Instagram that was. Who was that? So, yeah! The enthusiasm for Instagram over there was amazing, yes. I mean, that's the main 2, isn't it? What else is there? Anything else? Have I missed something?
Twitter.
Sorry, my friend, yeah. He's quite good, isn't he? He's taunted me with his can I can't read. Now he's starting to get clever with the answers. You've missed Twitter, mate. Oh, you're all right. Oh, I don't know about Twitter. Yeah, all right, then. Good point. But Facebook, but of course, they've got the old algorithms, haven't they? They don't know what you're doing. How many people here believe that you remember there are people say that when you're not using your phone, it's recording your conversations. Who the fuck's got time to do that? How many people are they employing? One per person, I presume, is it? If you get love with the wrong person, oh Christ, they've given me this bloke called Malcolm from Sussex. Works in admin. I have to listen to his calls all the time. Oh, he's talking about fucking golf again. I mean, how do they monitor your call? But have you heard these conspiracy theories? They're listening to everything you say. So if you say to a friend and your phone's just on the table, I love surfing, you know, if you've been surfing. Next day you get adverts for surfboards. Sounds very odd. I haven't talked to me apart. I was just talking to a friend, you know what I mean? But anyway, these algorithms do work, though, as I found, because I was scrolling through Facebook one night after a gig, and this gives you an idea of what of my demographic about me. And little adverts pop up, and this rolling advert popped up on my little Facebook feed, and it was Newman. Do you want to know them? Oh, the laugh of recognition, I call that. Who was that? Yes, Newman, you've heard of them. Yes, would you like to tell everybody else what they do?
Erectile dysfunction drug.
Yes, correct, yes. By the way, that wasn't a heckle if anybody wasn't paying attention properly. If anybody... That was answering the question, yes. Yes, so this came up my feed. Newman. I thought it was a car advert because it was a rolling advert. Black, blue, shadows. I thought, oh, maybe it's the latest Mercedes runner. So I clicked the sound on it. It was Newman. And yeah, you're right. Viagra, they actually make Viagra. And they're advertising to me on Facebook, you know, we can supply 4, 8 or 16 Viagra tablets. But what I love about the advert, this is on the advert, to your home address, discreet delivery guaranteed. You can buy them in Boots. Has anybody been? You can. Next time you're in Boots, you know, I'm not suggesting you stare at them endlessly, but, you know, they're there. You can put, I mean, it's discreet, it's not crack cocaine, is it? Heroin? It's not cannabis. I mean, it's discreet delivery. And I thought to myself, what is a discreet delivery anyway? I presume you're watching television one night, you know, there's a knock at the window. What the hell's that? Just pull the curtain to the side, you know. Must be a bird trapped outside, something like that, you know, through the shadows. Hey, it's me. Who? Newman. The tablets. Oh, they're down there. See. Meet me in the car park and in a red Ford. But they do turn up. Now, I shouldn't have taken 2 before the show. That was a mistake. Not if you're hosting a new act competition. Probably, I should have taken 1. You know, just gets you in the right mood for this. 2 possibly is affected by, you know, slightly my. Anyway, so I apologise if. Can't get them back in the pocket, well, for obvious reasons. At least they're working. Anyway, yes. So let's just find out about the audience. We're going to bring the next actor very shortly. So, where are you from, my friend? Colston, which is nearby. Yeah, that's right. Okay. Yeah. What do you do for a living? Ooh, sound designer. Sit right next to this. What are you doing? Critiquing, am I? Is that why you chose that seat? Oh, I'll sit right on top of this guy, keep an eye on what he's doing on that laptop. You shouldn't have pushed that, mate. You should have put that fader up with it earlier. Brilliant. So we've got a sound guy watching the sound. I'm not here to watch the show, mate. I'm just watching the sound guy. I mean, I've heard the acts. They sound all right, but he's great. I love him. I personally have him in first place at the moment. I mean, when you turned your mic off, that was genius. And you 2 guys are a couple? They're a couple? Yeah. No, I'm not. Not yet, Rob. Don't jump the gun. Let's keep the mystique going. And you guys are a couple, though, aren't you? Yeah. So what's your name? And Sati. Satvinder, is it? Yeah. You call yourself Sati, do you? No, you don't. What do you? Yes or no? It's not that difficult, surely. It's a strange question. No. Yeah. Yes. And you're from Scotland, is that right?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just when you want to demonstrate somebody's accent, they think I'm saying fuck all. You're from Scotland? Yeah. Listen to that accent. Yep. Aye. The final clue, yeah. And you're from where are you from? Wales.
Yeah.
So it's a Celtic combination of, well, not quite entirely Celtic, is it? But Celtic-ish combination. So how did you meet, you guys? Oh, in a bar. Yeah, not internet. No, not the internet. No, okay. In a real bar, in a real place. Yeah. How was it love at first sight? No offence, Adam, you couldn't look more like a player if you wanted to. He was going, well, there's so many of them. Was she one of them? I can't remember. Anyway, was that a yes? Or no? Aye. It's all right, that's Nick, he's a good man. That was nice when he had to fix the curtain. I thought it was very nice about that. Now he's trying to get me off by turning the lights off. I'll be in darkness with no sound. That's how bad. That's when you know things are going badly as a host. When suddenly there's no lights or sound. I think they're hinting, Jeff, you want to move on. All right, I'll get on with it. Don't worry about it. I know what I'm doing. It's all right, I've done this before. And I'll be doing it again the way this is going. I certainly won't be doing television. Anyway, we're going to bring the next act on now. We've got 4 in a row. I won't be mucking about in between. I'll be getting on with it. So are you ready for the next act of the evening? Please give it up for Aaron J. All right.
Good. Nice to be here in Bath. I'm from a little place called Ipswich. Anyone heard of it? Yeah, nice. For those of you that haven't, it's fine. I'll explain. Basically, Ipswich is halfway between Norwich and 1973. It's that sort of place. Like, Ipswich is the only place where I've seen a dog treading human shit. Just carry on walking. It's rough, man. Like, Ipswich is the only place where I've seen a fully grown man have a full-blown argument with a self-service checkout machine. That was nice. Probably fuming as well. It was like, if I wanted to pay money for a stupid bag, then I wouldn't have this little fucker here. And he points to his son, right? Yeah, I feel at that point as an adult in the queue, I've got to step forward and intervene, so I did. I said, Dad. Feelings too, man. God. I'm proud of being from there, though. I'm proud of being from the UK generally, because I think the UK have some of the best buildings in the world. I do. And what I love about UK culture is we look at those buildings and we appreciate them. We say, that is a beautiful building. Let's turn that into a Wetherspoons. Rip the culture right out of it, why not? Well, it's got like a really rich backstory, the buildings that are in Wetherspoons. Like, I didn't realise the King of Wessex in Bath is a shithole. I didn't know that. That blows my mind. No, I'm in a really good mood. Give me a cheer if you're in a good mood. I'm in a really good mood because I've recently adopted this new philosophy, right? And that is, every day when I leave the house in the morning, I feel like I'm going to meet the love of my life. Thank you, yeah, it makes me feel really like warm and happy inside. Makes my girlfriend feel like shit, but it's on her to have a girlfriend. Recently got a dog, recently rescued a dog. We've got a Romanian rescue. She's a mixed breed, she's part pit bull, part Doberman, part bear. She's really big, right? She does like press-ups and shit. She's really huge. So she walks into my living room and I shit myself, right? Jump out of my skin. My girlfriend doesn't get it. She's like, why are you scared? It's like, well, it's a pit bull. She said, no, it isn't. It's a cross. I said, yeah, and he looks cross as well. Look at him. I said, no, I don't mean he looks angry. I mean, he's crossed with another breed. I was like, yeah, Vin Diesel by the looks of things. It's a big beast. Got to negotiate walking this thing. It's not nice. Like, I was walking him a couple of weeks ago, and there was a little boy playing football in the park, and my dog decides to just run over, and bite the child's football. The dad's fuming, comes walking up to me, he's like, "Oi mate, control your dog. That could have been my son." And I shouldn't have said it, I just said, "Well, you sound disappointed if I'm honest, mate." He chin me, fair play, it's alright. It's good. I'm scared of dogs as well. Is anyone else scared of dogs? No, got with tentative hands, that's nice. I'm scared of dogs, and now I own a dog. It's a weird way of having that relationship. But it's fine. We came to a compromise. We got one of those metal cages for the living room. I sleep in that, that's alright to be fair. It's not too bad. But you learn things when you own a dog, you do. Like, I'm learning a lot about myself as I'm getting older. Like, I learned something recently that will probably come as a bit of a shock to most of you in the room. I learned that I'm not as hard as I look. Bit hurtful. I'll plough through, that's fine, I'll tell the story. I learned that because I got mugged just before the first lockdown, right? And it's a scary experience, I remember it quite well. Basically, I was walking down the street and this car sort of slowed down behind me and I felt, I don't know what word is to use really, attractive. I felt attractive. This big burly geezer gets out of the car, starts walking towards me, he's like, "Oi mate, give me something on you." I panicked and went, I once shat myself in year 8, how's that? That's not what he meant. He took my phone and wallet off me, and I was living with my mum and dad at the time, so I ran home and I burst through the back door and I said to my dad, I said, Dad, I've just been mugged. He's like, "You've been mugged. I paid 10p for a carrier bag earlier, you little prick." Thank you. One solitary clap there. Just a man wanking at the back, that's fine. I love my dad. He's a good dude. He got me into a lot of like sports growing up. Like one of the main sports he got me into was horse racing. Which isn't great now, I appreciate, but when you're like 12 or 13, it's the best thing ever. Like I used to watch the Grand National with my dad, and big sporting events like the Grand National inspire me to go out and be active. I remember being 12 or 13, watching the Grand National and just being sort of full of adrenaline, wanting to go out and be active. So I went out for a jog with one of my mates and disaster struck. My mate actually fell over and broke his ankle. So I shot him. Well remembered. But I'll try this before I go. It's a little bit niche, it's a little bit weird, but I feel like you guys might be on board with it. By show of hands, has anyone here ever been to the toilet? Okay, a few hands up, that's good. Not everyone puts their hands up to that, man. That always confuses me. Everyone else presumably full of shit, I don't know. But I was in the toilet recently. I'm not bragging. But I was there. I won't tell you what I was doing, but I was sat down and I was into it. And out of nowhere, I just had a knock on the cubicle door, just a little... "How long are you going to be in there?" It's a weird thing to hear when you're on the toilet. I panicked and went, I'm not sure. Probably about halfway through. Only for the man's child in the cubicle next to me to go, "I'll be done in a minute, Dad." Wasn't talking to me, was he? Ladies and gents, that's my time. Take care. Cheers.
Yes, you see, you'll remember that next time you're in a cubicle, you'll think, "Oh, yeah." That's what happens. Got many stages in mind. We're going to keep you going. Going to be next act on. You all right? Everybody good? Hello, all right? Good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, next act coming up now. Please welcome Olivia Morton. Give it up. Thank you.
Hello everyone, how are you all doing? What an amazing night. I had no no chance in hell. I can see why you called me Olivia. My name is double barreled. My name is Jasmine Olivia Morton, and I am your token black female comedian for the evening. Give me a cheer if you're black. Woo! Yeah, I brought her. Seems about right, seems about right. As a black woman, I have major imposter syndrome. Like, half the time I'm not sure whether I'm on spot because I'm actually funny or because I'm black and I just fit a quota. I'm glad you can relate. I went to an all-girls Catholic school, right? And I'm aware that no good sentence ever starts with, I went to an all-girls Catholic school. But I did, and the only thing I really learned from there was lifelong low self-esteem and how to find a girl's clit. But there was something, oh hello, there was something I did take away from there, and that is, as a privately educated black woman, I have a #1 fan, and that is xenophobes. Oh, yeah, you are correct. Just to give this a little bit of context, right? I went on a date with someone not too long ago. He was very lovely, very charming guy, and he committed the worst sin ever. He had the audacity to compliment me. He's like, oh my god, you're so gorgeous, your top is so nice. I'm like, thanks, the boob sweat's terrible. Please, go away from me. What the fuck do you want? Just stop complimenting me. This is fucking horrible. But back to xenophobes. This is relevant because I went to a supermarket not too long ago and I ended up having a debate with this really xenophobic man. And he was everything you could possibly imagine. He was anti-feminist, he was anti-BLM, he was anti-foreigners, even though we were in the middle of Lidl. Everything he was saying was completely disgusting. There he was getting his Indian curry and his French bread, and I thought, what the fuck? But then just as an aside, he goes, you're really hot, by the way. And I'm like, God, he really likes me. I'm really fucking worried about myself, guys, because I can't take a compliment from someone nice, but if you're a xenophobe, it's totally fine. It's all good, it's all sorted. I'm so worried about myself. I need to educate myself. Seriously, Catholic school, right? I blame their lack of sex education from the biggest fear in my life, and that is tampons. Yep, lost half the room, understand? I'm 27, right? I've only tried tampons 3 times in my life. You are correct. I am going to share them with you. The first time I tried a tampon, it was my 18th birthday. I had a white dress. Mother Nature decided to give me my birthday present early, so I popped one up there. All good, all good. I've always been taught that what goes up must come down, but to this day, I have no idea what that tampon is. You know when you're a kid, right, and they tell you if you eat some sort of fruit seed, you'll grow that tree in your stomach? I'm going to leave that there. The second time I tried a tampon, my nieces came to visit, and they really wanted to go swimming. I was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. Has anyone heard of Kama Sutra? Yeah, I always get silent nods because everyone knows it, but all too afraid to admit it. Just in case you're not too sure, Kama Sutra is a sex handbook for yummy mummies that shop at Waitrose. It shows every single sex position you can possibly think of, and usually I demonstrate it, but I fucked up my knee. Yes, you can do that at 27. But basically, if you can imagine me on all fours trying to fuck in a tampon, you are correct. That is how it happened. Eventually, I had to go completely vanilla and go missionary, and that was the only way to get it in. I'm ashamed of myself as well. The last time I tried a tampon, and believe me, this is the last time I'm trying a tampon, my mum had rented a hot tub and I really wanted to try it out, but I couldn't get a fucker in, so I had to use my mum's lube. Worst part about that is I knew where to find it. So does anyone read the news? Like, do you read the news? Yeah? Where do you go? Like, if you want to find out about something, where would you read it? BBC. That's respectable, isn't it? Guardian, yeah. I have really good news source as well. It's BuzzFeed, and BuzzFeed has told me recently that Kim Kardashian is the latest in a string of celebrities that has told us to just stop being poor. Would anyone in here consider themselves poor? Whoa. You're in bed? You stolen my joke! Someone cheered over here. Who was it? Was it you? Do you want a bit of advice? Just stop it. You Vix, can you afford a house now? No? Great, because we have our own solution to Kim Kardashian right here in the UK. She's sexy, she's got dark hair, she's got fantastic eyes. You are correct, it is Kirsty Allsop. Kirsty Allsop told us if we want to afford our own homes, we have to give up our EasyJet lifestyle. So I thought, all right then, I'm going to give up my monthly trips to Bali and I'm going to look into a staycation. So I went on to Google. In fact, I'm from Bristol, I'm an only cozier. And I looked at the best places to go. And it suggested this wonderful little place called Taunton. Is anyone here from Taunton? Good. So, they have this like heritage trail guide, right? It tells you all the best places to go. It's steeped in history, it's super colourful, you have to visit, it's amazing. No word of a lie. First place on this heritage trail guide, Cafe Nero. And if that wasn't disappointing enough, the next place was Mecca Bingo. But don't be too disheartened, because the venue for Mecca Bingo has hosted not just one, but 2 Beatles concerts very recently in 1963. Last place on this is the registry office, and I got to thinking, this is fucking weird, right? Because if you were trying to propose a romantic weekend away to Taunton, you would just basically be like, let's get a flat white, let's win the jackpot and surprise shotgun wedding. Basically the Las Vegas of the Southwest. I've heard some really disappointing news recently. I thought it was a rumour, my friends confirmed it to be true. Apparently if you want to get married, you have to have a partner. Which is really disappointing for me, because despite how I seem, I hate having sex with new people. I was shagging this C-list actor celebrity once, and he completely dispelled the myth that celebrities are good in bed, right? Because every little thing I did, he would narrate. If you can just imagine me walking into the room, taking off my shoe, and he's like, what are you doing? You're taking off your left shoe? Oh, you saucy little bitch. What are you going to do next, huh? Huh? Your right shoe? Oh, wow. What's that, a belt buckle? Yeah, take it off. Wherefore art thou, clitoris? Oh, my gosh. Can you imagine being with someone like that, right? Dating is so hard. I'm bisexual, and there's many reasons for it, but it's because people have become lazy. All I ask, right, is when you have a problem with your car, you check under the hood, why can't you do the same for a clitoris? I don't let new people go down on me, and I'm gonna finish on this. Isn't that great? I don't let new people go down on me because it's very reminiscent of Boris Johnson giving a speech. You can just kind of imagine like a eat out to help out. Much like Boris Johnson, equal parts disappointing and confusing, but since he's a xenophobe, he's my #1 fan. Thank you so much. I've been Jasmine Morton.
Jasmine Morton. Yes, indeed. Yeah, right. Well, so we're going to keep it going. We're going to bring on our next comic immediately. So we're all ready. And please, can we have some applause for Hubert Meyer?
All right. Thank you. I don't like doing this. Just comedy, just bad pursuit. No, what I don't like doing is addressing my accent at the top of my set, but I have to do it every single time because it tends to creep people out. It's from Austria, and so am I. Weird coincidence, but I'm not going to do any jokes about being from Austria because, you know, there's really nothing there to joke about. You know, there's no stereotypes about Austria, and no one famous ever came from Austria. They were all German as well. That's what we tell people. There's one really famous saying about Austria. It goes, Austria's biggest achievement was convincing the world that Beethoven was Austrian and Hitler was German. I disagree with that, because I think our biggest achievement was convincing the world that if there was a highly sophisticated robot killer machine sent from the future, it would sound like me. Don't know what that was. The 80s, we all just accepted that, right? Yeah, sounds good. That's great. I don't know. It's really depressing at the moment, you know, watching the news and everything that's going on in Ukraine, and I don't know, I don't really want to talk about that. I kind of feel like, I hope it resolves itself, but if it actually escalates into World War III, I just want everyone to know that we had nothing to do with this one. Hey, 2 out of 3, still not good. Working on it. No, I think it'll be all right. It'll be all right soon, because my mom changed her Facebook profile picture. You know, it'll be okay. It's a Ukraine flag now. It says "Pray for peace." So, a couple more weeks maybe. I don't know. It actually reminded me. I don't know. Do you guys remember when people used to mark themselves safe on Facebook? That used to be a thing. It doesn't really happen anymore. I don't know. I remember the attack at London Bridge, and like all my friends who live in London, like no one did it. No one marked themselves safe. You know, they're Londoners. They're like, whatever. We'll mark ourselves stabbed when it happens. You know? But then one guy did. One guy on my whole timeline did, and hey, he lived in Glasgow. Well, why would you do that, you know? And also, you're not safe. You live in Glasgow. Did you guys have a good pandemic? I don't know. It's my first one. Was it good? I honestly don't know. I think it went. I got through it okay. I had one little hiccup where I went back to Austria for Christmas, which I do every year. That was like in 2020, when you didn't know whether you can travel or not, and I just did. I went to Austria. I usually go for like a week, pick up my presents, leave, you know. And I went, and then a week went by, and then Boris Johnson was like, no, you're gonna stay right there. No flights. 3 months I spent with my parents. 3 months. Like, that's too much time to spend with anyone's parents, let alone mine. They're not good people. Brought back some memories, you know, that I had repressed. One of them was the talk I got when I was like 14 years old, the sex talk that my dad gave me. Like, I had that was all the way back in my mind. I came back. When I was like 14 years old, he sat me down and he was like, "Son, I've noticed you're hanging out with girls more." And then he just put a condom on the table, and he slid it across the table, and then he went, "Just don't make the same mistake I did." That came back to me. Oh yeah. Oh, also what came back to me was when I told my parents I was going to move to London. That was 10 years ago. I said, I'm going to move to London. And they were like, no. Like, I'm from a small conservative town in Austria, so they were like, they thought London is just 24/7 terrorism. That's what they thought it is. So they're like, no, don't go. It's too dangerous. And I was like, it's going to be fine, you know. Don't worry about it. So I moved there. And then I took the tube for the first time. And I thought, you know what? They're right. Anyone could just walk in here and just do something awful like that. Why? And I started wondering, why does no one else seem worried? You know? And then I got a job. And I started commuting every day. And I understood. Commute every day in London, eventually you just welcome death. It's 10 years in, I see a suspicious bag, I just go, ooh, hello. Maybe this is it. Actually move closer to the bag. That's half the reason why I got into stand-up, because I just didn't want to have a commute anymore, you know? I just didn't want to have an office job anymore. I couldn't take it. Like, all my life, that's all I've been doing, just office jobs. And, like, nothing great either, like, just an office drone, you know? Like I said, I'm from Austria, like, we're not allowed to be ambitious anymore, apparently. That's what I did. My last office job, I had to quit, and not because I wanted to go into stand-up or anything, but because they hired a new guy who sat next to me, and every day he would show me pictures of his kids, and I just couldn't take that anymore. Every day. Different photo, same kid. Just didn't get it. So eventually I just started coming in with pictures of random kids. So I could fight back. You know? Like, he would show me his kids, I'd be like, oh yeah, nice. No, yeah, check these ones out. He's like, oh, I didn't know you had kids. No, I don't, you know? Just like these ones. End of that conversation. Alright, I think that's about my time. You guys have been fantastic. Thank you very much.
Hubert Meyer. Oh yeah, we got it. We're still going strong. Another 5 acts to come yet. Right, okay, let's give it up. It's our last act in this section before another little break. So let's give it up. Some applause, please, for Sun Wallace. Give it up for Sun.
Oh, hiya, it's lovely being here. Do you know what? I'm going to put a bit of a disclaimer on my material. I don't have to, but I'm nice like that. I'm going to describe it how my dad describes it. He says, she's like Al Murray with a minge and a wasting disease. He's a typical Parisian man, he is. No, he is. He's North Yorkshire, and my other half of my family are pretty Welsh, and I think that kind of bleeds through my set quite a bit. The reason that he used to say that is because my material used to be absolute filth. Filth. I've written an entire Edinburgh show about being jizzed on, ejaculated on. It's nice to have hobbies, isn't it? It's nice to have hobbies. And basically I had this poem and it used to be awful. It used to have things in it like, I'll be gleaming when you cover me in semen. Or it also had, nothing I wouldn't do for that salty residue. Yeah, it gets worse, stay with. But basically I had to stop it because I used to have a line in it which went like this. Bukkake, 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 wherefore art thou? Some people will know what that is, some people will get the reference. You don't need to get the reference, you just need to know that I stopped it because I did that in a pub in Yorkshire once and a lad at the back went, I fucking love sushi! So that's why I stopped doing all that material. But another reason why he sometimes calls me Al Murray, pub landlord, is I used to basically do these gigs at all these filthy pubs night after night with ridiculous material, and they used to basically nickname me in the local Wetherspoons the faulty pump. Because there's never any head and it all comes out flat. It's true, it's true, it's true. But I really wanted to talk about the cost of living crisis, so I think I'm going to sort of start doing material about that basically. Has everybody done their Mia readings? I hope you have. There's lots of cost of living crisis at the moment. One thing that we're not talking about enough is the post office. The post office. Like I said, I am used to basically having half my family be Northern and half of them being Welsh. And we've got a few Welshies in, don't we? Give me a cheer if you're Welsh. Woo! I know I saw you earlier, I was like, they're my people. There's also some Welsh people at the back. They are my friends and her family, because my dad wasn't going to come. He was like, Bath? Bath? Don't even bath at home, why would I come to Bath? So they're here supporting tonight, but basically I was tasked with sending a copy of my grandmother's will off. Yeah, it was a very sad time for us all. She was a proper Welsh nan, so it meant that in the will I was competing with about 15 uncles, somewhere in the region of 28 aunts and like 48 grandchildren, and they thought I was the logical one to do all the logistics. So I went to the post office to send off her will. 10 slices of paper, we're talking. 10 slices of paper, yeah? Not a lot of grammage. Do you know what they do for first class recorded delivery? What do they do? What do they do? They weigh it. They weigh it and they stick a little sticker on it. And that sticker must weigh as much as a fucking anvil. Everyone want to take a guess when I'm looking at my receipt now how much that cost me? Go on, shout out. No worries, I've written material. £8.25! £8.20, that's 10 slices of paper! I started looking at the receipt, panicking, thinking, is that, it's Brexit hat? So that's metric or in pence. Metric, okay. Can I do monthly? I can't do monthly installments. But then I got angry. We had a little face-off, staring at my receipt, staring at the kiosk. And I demanded, who's given a blowjob to my document then? So cost of living is going up, isn't it? And what did everybody's mum say in the 90s when you wanted an ice cream? What would they say? What would they say? You can shout out, it's interactive, it's fun. What would they say? Somebody said at home, ice cream, that's it. Chalk ice is in the freezer. Chalk ice is in the freezer, didn't they? Yeah? At what point as a grown woman do I stand there with my chalk ices and my own freezer thinking, no, I've got electricity at work. So everything's going up at the moment, isn't it, price-wise? And I am having a bit of a bad week because of it. So I've sent off the will, that's done. And she was a proper Welsh nan. So does anybody know what the valleys are like? Who want to give me a cheer, know what the valleys are like? No. Merthyr, all right, stay with me. Diagonal houses, yeah, mining houses. You go in, you get your quiff taken off by 60 Zartex. Ceilings lower than a worm's tit. You go over for a cup of tea, don't you? Go for a cup of tea. You end up accidentally watering her plants, yeah, because you're on a diagonal. You with me? You're with me. I've actually got, basically I'm from an area called the Gurnos. Merthyr, rough valleys. I've got 2 uncles in this will. And they're bald, they look like the Mitchell brothers. They actually call them the Gurnos Gallstones. Because they will make sure that it hurts when you pee. Yeah? STIs, they're rife in the area. But no, I sent off this will, right? And the other cost of living crisis that I thought we could talk about, I really want to get into this. You are allowed to vehemently judge me. Or whatever adjective you want to put before judge me. Yeah? Strongly, weakly. I am trying to get a tattoo removed on the NHS. I can feel you judging, I can feel it, I can feel you judging. I think I have, right, genuinely, the worst tattoo in the world. In the world. And sometimes I do this, we do a little bit of crowd work, And I get people to shout out if they've got bad tattoos. Give me a cheer if you've got a bad tattoo. Oh my. It's okay. I did that at a gig not that long ago, right? And a guy went, I've got Pedsy on my arsehole. He'd been trumped. Yeah? Does anyone want to take a guess of what this is? What this terrible tattoo is? You've been awfully quiet. Don't worry about being rude or crude. I'll tell you. My tattoo is, where's Wally on a lawnmower? I've got a little question for you, sir. How big does that need to be? I'm going to say that again to let it set in. How big does that need to be? I walk in, 18 years old, mere baby I was, walk into this tattoo place. I've taken my mate's boyfriend with me. We're 18 years old. Never send a teenage boy to do a woman's job. We were off that. Their signage is plain paper with the font Chilla. We're like, this place is legit. And I go to the counter, and the guy goes, I've had to do it bug to get the detail. What? Can we let that sink in a little minute? I've had to do it big to get the detail. Where's Wally? Because clearly what he heard was that I wanted Where's Wally from that famous book series, Where's Wally? Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, there he is. Yeah. And I did this one night, and a lady went, show us, as if I was going to spend 5 minutes talking about this tattoo and then be like, well, we've built up trust, I know you know it's there, I'm off. Obviously I'm going to show you, obviously. But it's awful. And do you know what they say about coloured tattoos when you go? They go, hey, do you know what? And he did it. Do you know what? In about 6 months' time, you're going to want to come back and get that touched up, recoloured. I don't think you quite understood what you've done to me here. I won't be coming back in 6 months to get this touched up at all. We're not going to get this. I don't want to bring any more emphasis to this than there has to be. Because what you've done is you've essentially emblazoned an 18-year-old girl with a badge that's going to give her a sexual complex on off every 6 months. Because I don't know if you've ever been having a good time with someone, foreplay's going great, and you have to go, I don't suppose... This is nice, but I don't suppose you've got a moment to chat. So I think it's time. Don't worry, I'm not going to strip, but you may bother. I couldn't fucking breastfeed a Polly Pocket if I tried. And you know, over COVID, Wally was well furloughed. Nothing was getting shaved. And a guy asked me, right? A guy said to me, will you take some sexy photos in like a costume? And I thought, oh my God. I did it, but I mean, he'd been furloughed. I ended up looking like a rogue member of Fathers for Justice. And basically, this is what I meant. I don't think you're ready. Give me a cheer, come on, are we ready? This girl's not written any material, she just comes on here with a tattoo thinking she's going to win. 2 weeks old, it's commitment to the bit. 80 quid that was from my friends. I had 8 friends chip in 10 bucks. So, you know, really, I've, I mean, if I win, I've made 170. Woo! Thank you so much.
Some points. Yeah. Oh, good. Yeah, good up. I do love an expectant audience when somebody's looking like they're removing part of their clothing and you're just going, is this okay? Do I need to text anybody? Anyway, so that 4 more acts in that section. So let's get off of those. That Aaron J, Olivia Morgan, yeah, Hubert Meyer, Austria, and Sub Wallace. So we've got 4 more to come after this break. So get another drink in, and we've got 4 more to come, and then the judging will start. Thank you.
section. Then as Cameron presses a magic button behind the bar, and Colin reduces the sound, as if by magic, Jeff Whiting appears.
By magic, I've appeared. A few people making their way. Do make your way back to your seat. Don't worry. Yeah. And where is he? Is he lagging behind? Come on, lagging behind. I can't believe it. That typical Scotsman. Two whiskies, one in each hand. You're from Glasgow, aren't you? Yeah, you are, aren't you? Yeah. Unbelievable. Dearie me, it's fantastic. No, it's good. You guys are good. You're enjoying yourselves, no doubt. That's excellent. Actually, yes, I won't do much, but I will just tell a couple of brief things. One thing I think I found from doing comedy for a long time now, I do a lot of gigs, you get to, and then you meet lots of people. It's an obvious thing to notice a difference between the way men and women think, but I think there are differences. There's still, it doesn't matter what's happening and how things change. There still are some basic differences. For example, I think men are a lot simpler. Do you think that's true? I think we are a bit simpler than women. I really do think we are. I want to hear that laugh in a haunted castle at 2 in the morning. Is anybody there? Fucking hell. Christ. I'm scared. I've been doing it years. Anyway, the point is, I just think that men are similar, and I think that it's because, we're very... the way we think, and the way women think is more complicated. That's what, I mean, for example, as a guy, if I'm with another guy and we go to a nightclub or a bar or somewhere like that, and we're looking around, a guy, we'll just see a woman and think, she looks good, go and chat her up, and then if she's nice, buy her a drink and ask her out. That's pretty it. That's pretty well. That's the process. That's it. Women I know, women friends I know, a couple of them are going to, but they'll look across the room and see a guy at the bar and see that guy there. Give me 6 months and I can change him into exactly the bloke I'm looking for. Slow changes gradually. I had a friend, seriously, you guys start going with a girl within 6 months. Different shirt, different belt. It was all happening, do you know what I mean? And I thought, subtle changes. But I mean, I'm actually quite flexible. I'll tell you this is my one story and then we'll get on with it. This is the one, but it is a true story. I hasten to add, because some of it may think a bit odd. I did go, I know people say dating stories, nightmare date, but this is a true one. I've been doing the internet dating. As you can tell, I'm one of life's winners. Look at this. 30 quid. It's a bargain, actually. Anyway, the point is, 3 for £90, but if you work it out, that's 30 quid each. Not the same, 3 different ones. Okay, the point is, I was on this date, and this was a genuine internet date, the first time I met this woman, right? And she was nice looking, and quite a lot younger than me, but there again, so are most women, let's be honest. So that doesn't set her apart, but she was quite a bit younger than me, but she knew how old I was, she seemed very happy, but that was fine. We met, we got on, we had a drink, we had something to eat, and then it got to that time, whatever, quite late, 11:30, she said, is there a bar at your hotel? I thought, I know what I'm doing, She wants to come to the hotel. I said, well, there is a bar at the hotel, and it is open. She said, should we go back there? I said, of course, why not? But we'd started very early, the drinking and the eating, and this is where the age gap comes in. I was starting to flag a bit knackered, And she's almost, until we get to the hotel bar, and I said, well, why don't we take a bottle of wine to the room? She said, well, no, why don't we have a drink at the bar? I said, well, okay, so we have one drink at the bar, right? Glass of wine each, and then I said, right, let's go to the room. She said, actually, I'd really rather stay at the bar. So in the end, it's a weird thing to do. This is a true story. I said to her, look, I'll go to the room, and have a chill out in the room and come up after you've had the glass of wine, This is a true story. I hasten to add, this is 100% true story, right? I couldn't even name the hotel or anything, I won't forget it. So I got to the room, so I think when I prepare myself slightly, so I'm, brushing my teeth, bit of freshener, do you know what I mean? Another Viagra tablet, that sort of thing. And I'm taking 2. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Never take more than 2, by the way, I've discovered that. One minute now. The point is, so I was preparing myself, bit of, lying there. And of course I lie there and eventually I fall asleep, right? Because I don't realise I've fallen asleep, of course, till I get woken up. I just think I'm waiting for her. The next thing, there's this really loud knocking at the door, and it's not her, it's somebody from reception saying, Miss Whiting, and I think, what the fuck? Miss Whiting, and I look at what, it's about 3:15 in the morning, and this hotel's got a 24-hour bar, I hasten to add. So I come up to her and they said, sorry, your partner's been arrested. I said, partner? This is the first date. I said, partner? She said, yes, she's outside with the police and says she's with you. I said, well, she was with me. Do you know what I mean? She started with me, but said, well, you know, you'll have to come down. And I went down there, and what happened is she got more and more hammered. And she was good looking, and there was a guy there with his girlfriend at the bar, and she started chatting the guy up. The girl objected, and she punched the girl straight in the face, knocked her out. Good job I found out on day one, I thought to myself. It's about a red flag. And Stuart had to go and explain to these police officers. I said, well, she's with you. I said, well, it's a difficult one, isn't it? And she said, well, she said she's with you. She's staying in a room. I said, not anymore, she isn't. No. And I had to get her, pay for a bloody Uber. 40 quid to get her to safety, shall we say. Yes, as far away as possible, exactly that. I love it when the audience already know what you're thinking. Yes, you're right, mate, yes. Amazing, got a message from her 3 days later saying, second date? Block. Yeah, that did happen. Is it just me? Sorry, by the way, nobody here is taking drugs, just before you say anything. I can assure you, any sounds you may hear, purely hay fever related. So, disclaimer, do you know what I mean? Well, to walk on the house, why was it closed down? Well, you know, that's snorting during the show, I think was going to know. It was definitely flu. COVID. Oh, no, don't say COVID in a crowded room, for fuck's sake. Have you noticed, though, even now, if you're on a train or something, even now, when they say it's supposed to be over, that's another thing that's a bit... That if I'm standing near anybody now that coughs, I get literally boiling mad now. Before, I wouldn't have noticed. I was standing next to me in the queues, like that. Yeah, thank you, next time. I've managed 25 years of this without me. You wouldn't believe that I've done... I know, I'm not doing 25 years before the next act comes on, Nick, don't panic. The next act will be on in 2047. Actually, it's not the time. No, it's right, I know I'm doing it right. I'm going to do it the next act. They'll be deliberating for 2 hours. I won't be able to give them a fucking light, I can assure you. We're deliberating for another 25 minutes, Jeff, just come on. Anyway, doesn't matter. We've got 4 acts in this section, so are you ready for the next act of the evening? Please give it up for Will Owen!
Hello, Bart. How are we doing? When I say Bart, you say New Comedian of the Year Final 2022. So listen out for that, okay? My name's Will Owen. It's quite a boring name, but I actually recently got a compliment on it from a guy on the app Instagram. I'm just trying to suss out the demographic. Does everyone here know compliments? Well, this guy was like, I really love your name, which was kind of weird, but I was like, okay, I'll take a compliment, thanks, love you too. And he was like, I'd love to know the origins of the name Willowin. And I was like, me too, I guess. Because what happened was he looked to my Instagram handle, which, okay, has no spaces in it, kind of inspired by every other handle on the app Instagram. And he'd seen the existing first name Will next to the existing surname Owen and thought, yeah, this slice of pie is going to be called Willowin. Like, it's such a ridiculous mistake to make, you know, because, like, and I felt between a rock and a hard place because obviously he was flirting and I didn't do anything to stop him. But at the same time, obviously my name's not Willowin. So I think I just have to do like what anyone would do in that situation and explain, look, actually, Willowin originates on my dad's side. How far do you go for sex? Turns out I create a roster of Gaelic ancestors, so can't meet him. You do have to be assertive though when you're meeting people online, because you can get some quite weird characters. Like I've been doing online dating too. Who knew Jeff and I had so much in common? But yeah, you do meet some strange people. I like recently had a guy message saying that he wanted to wrestle with me. I know, I was like, okay, so be assertive, but and I was like, what the fuck is your postcode? Blocked him because I got nervous. Yeah, you do have to be good at communication though, I think, like with relationships. I think that's always a bit of a shortfall for me, like communication side of things. Like, for example, my last boyfriend doesn't even know that I call him that. And in fairness, he did explain that he wanted no strings attached, but that's sometimes tricky to hear when you've already got so many strings that you've started to weave his and his welcome mats. Anyway, he didn't want those. Yeah, I think I'm getting like a lot more confident though now when it comes to like being out and about with my sexuality. Yeah, I am queer. You may have been able to guess from everything I've said and done so far. And it's great. I think it's like a really good time to be queer. Okay, no one here agrees. That's fine. That does often get a cheer, guys, but not in Bath. Scared for my life. So. Normally it's great being queer. Patronising. So normally it is great, and I've been like exploring a lot of like queer positive spaces, you know, like Soho or Zara Home, and it's just nice to sometimes know there's no straight men around. Do you know what I mean? God, you're really not. Are you her boyfriend? Sorry, sir. She was like, yes, I love it when there's no straight men. But I think destroying straight relationships. Call it reparations. So. It is like cool, I think. My biggest fear used to always actually be that people would think I was gay, and now my biggest fear is that anyone would think I was straight. Like, I hate it so much. I think, especially because when you're young, people often use gay as an insult, right? So like, if you're bad at football, you're gay. If you're really good at self-choreographing routines for the Pussycat Dolls, don't share. Album version, you're gay. And it's just frustrating. I think it means that people like are very tentative around you still. Like, you know, they'll be like, oh, I don't want to assume anything. And I'm like, please, assume something. I would actually hate for you to think I'm boring. So, yeah, I think it's still tough. I think it's still tough when you're young, being a queer person. Like, I'm quite confident now, but that's taken a while. And partly because like I had this really weird thing happen to me. I don't know if anyone else had this, but like for like a year of my life, I was 12. And it fucked me right up. Honestly, if you haven't tried it, I wouldn't recommend. Seriously, like I think it's so weird being 12. Like school is tough, and I know that. Thank you. I am the first comedian to ever talk about that. But can you smell smoke? Oh wait, it's just my trailblazing. An artist was born in Walcott House Bath. So I think it's like still tough, and there's still people that are really mean in school. Like I can remember this one guy called Alex who would always like call people gay like as an insult, as I was saying before. And you know what they say? Prove your Billy's wrong. What about when your bullies are bang on the money? What then? No, I probably shouldn't, you know, bring up this guy Alex. I feel bad, you know, he might have grown as a person or whatever. So I maybe shouldn't talk about him. But I think it's important to show that I actually proved him right and that I'm like a happy and confident person now. And also it's a competition, so I won't stop at anything to go. Sadly, I don't know how to use auto-tune. But yeah, anyway, sorry. I literally shouldn't have said that guy's Alex's name, but I think it's fine. I don't think he's here. Cue Jeff being like, your next act is Alex Nicholas, nearest station Hackney Wick. So no, you guys aren't going to like find and troll him on Facebook, are you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. If you do, his name is Al Nicholas No H. Thank you guys so much. I've been well. Have a great night.
Will Owen! Yeah, or Willowin as I call him, I love the name. Didn't know we had so much in common. Anyway, so we're going to be the next act on now, obviously. A bit surprised if we didn't, there's 3 to go. So, strange customer that guy, don't you? You know, I think something must come to these kids who think, let's just laugh in all the wrong places. You know what I mean? When there's a laugh, nothing. But if there's nobody else laughing, enjoying the pale ale? Thanks, my friend. You've got a seat for your drink. How posh is that? By the way, could I have a seat for my drink, please? VIP area. Anyway, right, sorry, next act coming up. So, are we ready? Yeah. Can we have some applause for Freya Mallard?
Oh my god, it's me! I thought it would be. Hi, my name is Freya. I'll start by telling you, they say that men like their women how they like their coffee, but my boyfriend orders a flat white. Yeah, glad you laughed at that joke. I told that joke to a guy I worked with recently, and he just looked at me and went, "Oh, Freya, you don't have a boyfriend." We had been on some dates, so at that point, just context, which is fine, good for me. I am age ambiguous, which is a term I've made up, because I'm 30. No, I'm not. Do you see what I mean? So if there's any women in here that are the same, really fun game you can play if you get catcalled. So I normally get catcalled by men in their 50s. So they'll be all like, "Hey, you toots." Sorry, men from the 50s. So when they do that, it's really fun. Just throw them a very quick one of these. Just very quick, very simple. I'm 12. Because the look on a man's face when he thinks he has accidentally been a paedophile, it's just delicioso. They don't like it because they're like, "I'm not a paedophile, I'm just a regular pervert." And it disrupts their craft, so I like it way too much, and I keep pushing it, and I know one day I'm going to go way too far and just, "I'm 3. Because personally I do think that I could pass for 3. Yeah, I shop at Zara Kids for bras. So the point still stands, as do my tiny tits. I have a boyfriend, but he's slightly older than me, and people get quite worried for you if you date someone older than you. I don't know why. People say to me, they go like, "Oh, Freya, you should date another 23-year-old. Date another 23-year-old, Freya." And I'm like, "What, those famously brilliant 23-year-old men?" Those famously brilliant 23-year-old men. Like, is anyone vouching for them? No, exactly. No one's like, no, it's so sexy when they push your head down. It's so sexy when they push you up against something like a bug on a windshield to kiss you. You know, no one's like, it's so sexy when they come up to you and like, "Hey baby, let me get you back to mine. It's only a 26-minute walk away." 2 night buses. Bristol fish ponds, yeah. You know, it's not sexy, and they're like, "Oh, I want to make you scream my name all night, but I can't because I've got 7 flatmates." And terrible technique. I feel bad because they get you in there, don't you? They bring you in with their quiffs and their caps, and then all of a sudden you're like, you get back to theirs and it's a warehouse conversion. And you're fucking in a room with no windows. And I need it. I need natural light. I do. I'm sorry. I do. I need it. And it's a rough time, you know, when they come downstairs and they've made you breakfast, which is nice, but they've set off the fire alarm, and you're like, "You made me cereal, I don't understand." I did go through a breakup in the pandemic. Anybody else? Yeah, little honeybee. And when he was doing it, he kept being like, "Freya, I can't make you happy. I can't make you happy, Freya." And I was like, "Well, this isn't going to do it." You know, I can't make you happy, so I'm very much going to commit to making you sad, Root. Which to me felt like if a doctor said, "I can't fix your broken arm, so I'm just going to kill you." And when we were still together, I was doing the love language quizzes. Are we familiar with these? The different love languages you can have? It's like physical touch, that kind of stuff, yeah? Mine came out, I did the test, mine came out as physical touch. It's quite depressing to take a test to be told that you're a bit of a slag. And I made him do it too. His came out as quality time. And I was thrilled until I realised it meant on his own. I think like feminism is quite difficult nowadays. It's quite difficult to navigate, and I think like, how am I supposed to, if I don't know what I'm doing with it, how do I expect men to, you know? Like, for example, I was seeing a guy a while back, and we were watching this film, The Hangover. Do you know that film? Yeah. So we got about halfway through, and he just turns to me, and he goes, "Hey Freya, they should remake this film, but with women." Yeah, bless him, he was so proud of himself for that. Some confused faces, I can see. So, the premise of that film, the original, is just, there's 3 guys. They don't remember anything that happened last night. One of them's missing. Try that with women. Now go on, it'll be so much fun. There's 3 women. They don't remember anything that happened last night. One of them's missing. They're different films! I'm so glad, like, when I was next to George, he was not picking up the message. Like, that's not Bradley Cooper attempts comedy. That is a 16-part Scandi thriller. Like, there was one point in the film where the guys, they realised their drinks had been spiked, and that's why they'd had such a no-go evening. And I kid you not, the tonal change of that moment was nothing more than like, "Oh no! Our drinks were spiked, that sucks." Hate that for me. Where's Phil? Hope we find him. If that had been women, they would have been like, "Cool, let's split up and find Melanie's dismembered body parts." Because she's definitely dead! But it's not all doom and gloom. It's not like, in the sequel, the guys get a tiger. The women get group counselling. The guys get to go to Mike Tyson's house. The women have to go. And the guys end up with this fucking baby that they don't want and didn't plan. And in that way, the films are entirely the same. Guys, I'll leave you with this. When I was but a mere child, my dad came round to get me for Weekend at Dad's. Who remembers them? Not fun, were they? Let's watch all of Lord of the Rings and not drink any water! Woo! Brown carpet! And I made my parents, who were in the middle of a divorce, play Sing Star together. And the only song that they both knew was Should I Stay or Should I Go Now? By The Clash. There was a custody battle going on at the time, which no one wanted to win. My name is Freya Mallard. I've been pretty, but so much more. Thank you.
Freya Mallard there. All right, 2 acts to go. The tension is mounting. I think that's the vibe we'll tell us. Sorry, but anyway, the tension is mounting. Seriously though, it's 2 acts to go. It is getting to the time now where people are thinking, 2 acts to go. So, we're going to keep it going as we will. So, come out some applause to welcome Billy James. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? So I'm Billy James. I know there's that saying, never trust a man with 2 first names. As if you shouldn't believe a word that comes out of my mouth tonight. It's great to be here. And because of that saying, I kind of feel like I need to establish some trust between us. So if you don't mind, I'm going to try and do so by just telling you some personal things about me. I've got a nickname. Oh yes. The lads at football, they call me the Glitter Pen. Because I'm pretty stationary. I actually gave a nickname to my teammate Wayne. I call him Purple Wayne, because he's a massive fan of Prince and he can't pronounce his R's. I do feel like I should bring up the fact that despite what it looks like, I am not actually the secret love child of Louis Theroux and Harry Potter. No, it was a shock to me too. It does tend to divide the room a little bit when I say that though, because I know full well that half of you are sat there thinking, he really does look like their nipper, whereas the other half are thinking, more like Austin Powers if he worked in a library. I'll tell you a bit about my youth. When I was a kid, my mum used to always say to me when it got to 7 p.m, it's adult TV time now. Anyone else have that? 7 p.m. would hit, it's adult TV time now. Imagine my shock the first time I put on the adult TV channel. It was not Emmerdale, although it was set on a farm. And there were several dingles. It's one of them, isn't it? I'm single. Yeah. My last girlfriend dumped me for being too weird. Reason being, I'd ask her to dress up as a nurse after we'd had sex. But it just felt more appropriate because that's when she'd list everything that was wrong with me. I don't have any kids either, but I do have a godson. I have a godson called Henry. I'd love to tell you a bit about him. He is 12 years old, he has Down syndrome, and he is the biggest character you'd ever meet, honestly. He is a joy. He does kind of bring with him an element of chaos, but it's a beautiful chaos, do you know what I mean? So, like, for example, I went for a walk with him and his dad. And I should point out at this point, Henry does not like going for a walk. Like, he's not interested in going for a walk. He's as interested in going for a walk as Prince Andrew is in dating women his own age. It's just this, it's not his thing, man. Anyway, we're out for a walk. He's holding my hand. We're going along the street. Around the corner comes an old lady with a Zimmer frame. Henry immediately rips his hand from mine, goes running up to her, and with pure rage, points at a Zimmer frame and shouts, "That's cheating!" I told you he's a legend. But I just love the way his mind works, you know, because he is angry, because he's thinking, I have to go through life keeping my own balance. I have to go through life, and if I want to get places, it's just me and my feet. Meanwhile, look at this lazy old cow. I can only imagine his reaction the first time he saw someone in a wheelchair. I've got one more story about him before I go. He is a legend, and recently he got his first phone. Now, I was honoured to be one of his first calls. It was a video call all the way from Granny's house. He took the phone, he popped it on the side, he took a couple of steps back and they didn't say anything. He just stood there with his undone dressing gown hanging off his bare chest like your grandpa when he knows pretty carers due around. And he just started dancing. He's going for it. His arms are going like this. He's very armsy when he dances. I'm sure there was some killer footwork going on too, but I couldn't see that. The way the camera was, I could kind of only see him from the waist up. But I start cheering him on because that's the kind of guy I am. Yes, Henry, lad. Go on, Henry. Henry, Henry, Henry. Give it some welly. Yes. Then Granny came in. I knew she'd love to see what he was up to. Henry, put your willy away. Oh, shit. Now, if you haven't realised why this was an oh shit moment, let me remind you, Granny doesn't know I can only see him from the waist up. As far as she's concerned, Godfather Billy has just sat there watching his 12-year-old godson swing his naked wanger about. And is cheering him on. I hope she didn't mishear me when I said give it some welly. In a panic, I shouted out, I can't see his penis, and then that sounded like a complaint. I've been misunderstood, guys. I've been that misunderstood since 2007 when I shaved my head because I had nits, but everyone thought I was supporting Britney. Granny picked up the phone, and just before she ended the call, she gave a look down the camera that was full of such anger and disgust. It was like I'd asked her to dress up as a nurse after sex again. Anyway, long story short, I'm not allowed to see Henry anymore because the family don't trust me. And I just really, really hope that's because I've got 2 first names. Thank you very much, I'm Billy James!
Give it up for Billy James, and I happen to know that Billy James, that is his 14th ever gig. Yeah. You have to, I mean, that's not to affect the judges or anything else. It's just, when you do this, it's just, you just appreciate that the audience don't know how long people have been going, what they've been doing, but I just happen to know that that's his 14th ever gig, and that is very early to be playing an audience like this, in a gig like this. So, good luck to him. Billy James, anyway, good man. So, we have 2 more acts to come. Oh no, we have 1 more act to come. Fuck it, I was close. Luckily, Nick didn't get to the microphone in time to say, no, it's 1 more act. So, thank God for that. Anyway, so after this act, just to remind you, I do know what's happening after this act. Yes, after this act, we do have Bennett Kavanagh, who won last year, lost the final last year, who's going to come up and do some stand-up and some entertainment for you while the judges are deliberating, and then they'll be back, and then we'll announce the results. So there we are. I know what's happening. That's what's happening. So let's get to applaud the final act coming up now. Let's go for it. It's Alfie Packham. Let's give him up for Alfie.
Hello, last one. We've been through a lot. We need to get through this last guy. Alright, I'm Alfie, you may know me from behind there. It's good to be doing this instead of locked out of being dead, isn't it? I got COVID in a very unnecessary way. My girlfriend rang me up and she was like, Alfie, do you want to come over? I've got a bit of a scratchy throat, but it's a negative test, so it's fine. So I was watching a film with her that night, and I looked to the side and it was the test. It was the most positive test I've ever seen in my life. It was just looking up at me like... That was good. My girlfriend's from Ireland, and I realised I first liked her when I started looking into Irish history before we met. But I realised that she wasn't bringing up enough, so I'd start bringing up unnecessarily. And I tell you what kills the mood on a date, it's a catalogue of British atrocities. You know, what you do for Easter, Alfie? Looking into the Easter Rising of 1916, baby. I've been looking into football. That's what I've been doing. I started in the new year and it went wrong in the first game because I forgot that there's football words. You know, there's football words like man on, someone's going to tackle you, man on. And it's been so long since I played that I forget the football words, and instead I'll say something humiliating like watch out, he's behind you. Which is right, but it's wrong. You know, I might as well have said tread lightly, the enemy is close. Hark! You know. I never used to enjoy it when I was a kid playing, but you know, now I'm older, it's fun. You know, because me and my teammates, we're no longer burdened by potential. You know, because we're that age now. We're aged 27 to 45. It doesn't matter who wins. We've been defeated by life. We purpose, we run. We sometimes throw up. We're free men. No, and if there's a fight or something, you just tell the guy what job he does. Kelvin, you're a data analyst. You don't have the tools for this conflict. You've got thin arms. I never enjoyed it when I was a kid. I used to put a lot of pressure onto myself. I used to imagine a scout might be watching me for some reason, as if Chelsea's scout was like, yeah, we'll take the oversensitive boy with love handles. Passes to anyone who says his name, including the other team. Also has a weird hormonal issue, which means his nipples are sore all the time. Whenever he puts on a shirt with a sewn-on badge, it chafes like a cheese grater. Don't know why the scout knows all that. Someone should do some background checks on the scout. All right. When I recovered from COVID, I started going back to parties. That's right. He's back on the scene. Thank you. I've got this friend who invites me to these parties where I don't know anyone, and then he gets high on very strong drugs, and then leaves me alone. Which I feel that's ruder than not inviting me. It's like, yeah, come to the party, but I don't want to be in the same reality as you. I once followed him up the stairs of his house party up to the weed room, where everyone was smoking weed. And I went, hello, and I sat in the corner, and no one replied. To be fair to them, before I said hello, I went, uh-oh, it's the weed room. Here's where the party is. So I had that one to them. Well, the weird thing about this room, right, was that the drug classes would escalate, and the mood would change as a result. So after the weed, they moved on to cocaine. I was like, oh, it's that kind of party, is it? And they didn't offer me any. And after that, they moved on to a drug that I was smoking, which I didn't even recognise, which turned out to be heroin. And they were, they know you can do that. They were smoking off these squares of tin foil and heating up like through toilet rolls, like that. Now, and I didn't know there was a less glamorous way of taking heroin. Needles had too much panache for these guys. But I revealed myself not to be a heroin guy when I went, what's that? Which you don't get in Train Spotting. This guy leaned over to me and went, it's heroin. Do you want some? Which was very nice of him. But I don't know how you turn that down casually. You know, like you, work in the morning. I'm full for heroin, mate. Thank you very much. There's something like in Train Spotting that happened at that moment. Was this guy was out of his mind in the middle of the room, and he had one of these toilet rolls, and he huffed it and went like that, and he fell back. And it was a bit like that scene where Ewan McGregor falls back in slow motion, except when it's not in slow motion, it's upsetting. And he hit the ground like that. And I looked around, and no one got up to help him. And I did what I think we'd all do in that situation. I was like, it's time for a refill, all right. And I left the party. And I did my Irish goodbye. You know, where you leave without saying goodbye. My girlfriend taught me it. But I got my own personal twist on it. It's where you do say goodbye, but no one responds. Got so close to the end there, didn't I? Look, I'm parched. I haven't got water. That would be rude. COVID healthy, come on. He ended his story and then he started asking people for their drinks. He's a pro. Pro move that. I'll leave you. I'll leave you on this. You know, there's always that guy at parties, isn't there? He brings his own music, kills the vibe, gets his kalimba out. Do you know what kalimba is? One of these. I got my mum sewed a pocket into my shirt so I could do that. Just so you know what's going into this. What is my life? I don't know. I'll leave you with a piece. A piece from my childhood. It's called German GCSE Listening Exam. It goes like this. Mach das Buch auf, Seite 7. That's the other piece. Thanks very much, guys.
Alfie Packham. Oh, right. Well, I mean, you know, we've seen some amazing stuff there, haven't we? And the judges have got to go off now and deliberate and work out the first three. We do place the first three, obviously. So it's just to be in the first three is amazing for those people, wouldn't you agree? That's just good show. 12 acts to be in the first three is going to be pretty amazing anyway. It's going to be very hard work, the judging. But no doubt some of you have your ideas about who you would like, but don't tell us, because it won't make a difference. Sorry, it sounds awful, doesn't it? How rude was that compare? Yeah, I know you've got your own views. Yes, I was about to join in. Forget that. No, seriously, we're going to have a bit from Bennett Aaron in a second. You have been a good audience. Do you think you've been a good crowd? What do you reckon? Yeah? I love it when the audience don't even think they've been that good. I mean, you know when it's a hard new act competition to win. Considering that you're sort of judging the acts by your laughter, and then you said, do you think you were good? No, really not. I wasn't on form, mate. I was a bit knackered after these bank holiday weekends, mate. It called me a bad night. I was a bit drained, to be honest. I love an audience don't even rate themselves as being good. You know, what a nightmare. New act competition. I'll be honest, we were terrible. No, you weren't. You've been alright. You've been fine. As I said, yes, Bennett Kavanagh, who won. Did anybody go to the final last year? A couple of people, yeah. Okay, well, Bennett Kavanagh won the final last year. Thank you. He won the final last year. He's a great guy and brilliant. You'll enjoy what he does. So we're going to bring him on now. He's going to entertain you until the judges come to their decision, and then I shall come back on and announce the results. Is that all understood? Excellent. Okay, let's please welcome Bennett Kavanagh.
He's back to take it again. Yeah, here we go. How you doing? I can't do it twice in a row. I couldn't do it. Everyone well? Everyone doing okay? Yeah. Great to be here. My name is Matt Richardson. I'm not. I was just told as I arrived. Yeah, you were given the promise of a professional comedian, and then they decided, no, we'll just do the guy who was there last year. Yeah, just the same old shit, but a year older. Let's just do that instead. But no, it is great to be here. A lot has changed in the last year, actually. It was who'd been to the final last year? It was over there because it was the Tech, of course. Yeah, that's right. Bath employ people twice in a year. That's right. No, it was because it was a different venue last year, so a very different vibe. They decided to go against the decorum that they had last year, the decor, I should say, and they decided this year to go for. I think the theme is a stripper's funeral. I think that's what they've gone with this year. I think that's the vibe they got. They looked at last year and thought, nah, that's $2,000. Let's go down a bit, you know. Bit of a party, but feels sad. Feels sad. Just make sure you reflect that last year. No, it's been good. It's been a tricky old year. A lot's changed. This was actually a music competition last year. Actually, no, it's true. I just turned up, played a bit of Rachmaninoff, and they were like, "Yeah, no, that's good." Then I came back this year, and they said, "No, it's comedy now." I was like, "Well, I've got nothing." So let's see what happens there. But the prize changed a lot. The prize for last year, I'm not sure if you knew. First place, the prize, it was War in Europe. So. War in Europe, that was first. That was the first place prize. I really had to take a hit. Actually, everyone was like, I don't want that responsibility. I don't want. I was like, I'll take it, lads. Don't worry. Don't. Give us. I don't know the segue away from that. Really, it's just brings a bad old tone to the room. Thinking about war. War's bad, isn't it? War's bad. Remember COVID? No, now it's war. Remember war? We can't have both. Come on, it's either COVID or war. Come on, I've only got space for one up there. Does everyone think it's mad COVID's just forgotten about now? It's not a thing, everyone's forgotten. And I think it's weird. Just because one very serious problem has stopped doesn't mean that, like, just because one serious thing is, it doesn't mean the other serious thing doesn't matter. Okay, let me give you an analogy. It's a bit like if someone were choking on food in a restaurant. Yeah? And then I were to go up to them and say, "Hi, just to let you know, you're not choking anymore because I'm fucking your mum." So, can we get some perspective here? Because your mum's fit. Stop choking. You know, that's what it seems like to me. That's my hot take. That's my hot take. Anyone know how to play this, by the way? Took a gamble, went for prop comedy. I've forgotten everything from last year. Oh, sorry, I'm incredible piano. Sorry, I forgot. I'll turn that down a little bit. How's that? Oh, can you hear that? checking, had a lot of complaints. So, need to be sure. When I was at school, everybody knew my name. Because I had weed. Because I had weed. Because I had weed myself in maths. Whoops. Well, have you thought the same thing there? Has this guy ever dealt drugs? No, not one bit. No, no. Has this guy ever pissed himself? Absolutely. More than once, I reckon. Yeah. And you would reckon right. Stop staring. Tough childhood. So, I actually disagree with what a lot of people have been saying. I think my hairline could be worse. Just a little debate I've been having with kids across the street. They went in real hard last week. Yeah, real low self-esteem. It's not good. A short haircut doesn't work, does it? And you can nod all you like. It's short haircut does not work. I went to a barber's recently. I asked for Matt Damon, got Matt Hancock. So not ideal. Depending on your political leanings, arguably sexier. But depends on your views. It's not good. It contributes to a general look I like to call aggressive, but not threatening. Like a villain in an episode of Tracy Beaker. That's the vibe. That's what's going on. But basically, I just want to let you know everything's fine. Don't be scared. Okay. I got into an Uber, but it was not for me. And I was too awkward to get out, so now I live in Leeds. Good to be back. Real good to be back. You can probably tell I don't have a great music taste. I don't. Not saying I'm not a fan of modern music. I do like modern music. I like the modern artists. I do. I like the modern artists. Like a bit of Billie Eilish. Love Billie Eilish. She's great. Love her work. Dr. E. Love Dr. E. Lady Go-Go. Love a bit of Lady Go-Go. Beyonce. I love all the big artists. All the big old artists. I love them. My problem is, though, I should never be put in charge of a party playlist. Because my music taste is basically movie soundtracks. Do love that. Oh, I love a movie soundtrack. It basically means if you put me in charge of a party, that's going to be a vibe killer. Learn the hard way. John Williams does not perk up a party. He really brings that down. It's true. You put on this John Williams soundtrack, you can't sing to it, you can't dance to it, and if you start chatting to a lady, trying to win her over, very difficult to take that further when the soundtrack from Jaws is playing in the background. Turns my flirting technique from awkward but cute to real sinister. Like just like that. Real sinister. Adds an ulterior motive to every question that I'm asking. What are you drinking? You local? Do you know Darren? Yeah, I'm friends with Darren. I've known him since school. It's on shuffle. It'll change in a sec. So what do you think of pineapple on pizza? Aren't we getting on? Stop crying and tell me if you saw Squid Game. So, you know, real tough vibes there. Real difficult. Love some John Williams fans in. Girlfriend hates that bit. But she loves sharks, and that's why we're together. That's does love a shark. I do have a girlfriend. I'm a piano teacher during the day when I'm not doing this. My girlfriend is a doctor in intensive care unit. So our jobs are equally stressful. Like, they're the same. They're the same. They are the same. Come on. Clap for me. No, don't. Shouldn't say that. No, equally stressful, guys. No, it's exactly the same. There'll be times when I'm home she'll come back after a day's work, and I'm like, how was your day? She'll say, oh, you know, stuff, I had to give a CPR to a patient having cardiac arrest who was also COVID positive, and we had to wear a shield and make sure there wasn't an outbreak in the ward. At the same time, there was a patient who was sort of frail. We had to, and I said, can I stop you there, love? You know what I did today? I had to play on the black keys and the white keys. So don't give me all that. I'm a teacher and an artist who's really saving lives. Always feel I should check if there's any doctors in before I do that bit, but any doctors in? Yay. Thank you for service? Who knows? You heard the clap, it's fine. A bit rude, isn't it? No, but it's been a tough old year. For me, I had to, branch out. Live performance wasn't a thing anymore, so I had to do some very different things. I had to go to composing. I had to compose a lot of music. In particular, I composed some advert jingles. Do you want to hear some of those? Yeah. I composed one. I went for the constipation industry. Constipation tablets, because that music is easy. That is fucking easy. That industry decided there's only one instrument that you need to convey constipation. That's the marimba. Do you feel like shitting yourself right now? Want to take a sweet ass dump but not able to because your butt's not working? I mean, I wasn't in charge of copy, but it was something like that. Careful, don't laugh too hard at that bit. It says a lot about your bowels. So just be careful. Laugh at that. Not just adverts, I actually got some work as a live performer. I did. I was a live performer of lift music. It's true. Not everyone was working at home. There was an office near where I lived that couldn't afford the budget for speakers in their lift, so all I do was stand in the corner, get in there 8 AM. No, it's true. Stand in the corner. And then just stand there for hours and then play on a loop for hours some smooth Latin jazz. Oh, hi Claire. Hi. Sorry, what was that? Come on, you know the rules, no requests. Excuse me? Going down. Really long hours. There were really long hours for that one. Very difficult. You know what? Last time I was in the bath, someone actually tipped us. Did you have a cup to collect money for that? I had to break his heart. That's not real. None of that actually happened. I didn't do that. I'll be honest. I did music and then worked the set. Anyway, that was more a personal thing for me. Listen, I'll address the elephant in the room at this point, and the answer is yes. I did used to be in a gang. It's true. You're whispering to me. It's like, yeah, I was going to ask. No, it's true. It used to be in a big old scary gang. I was a scary gang. It was a really big scary gang. It was a scary gang. Not the best gang in the world, if I'm being honest, because we took most of our inspiration from musical theatre. So all the other gangs, they were scary. They'd pull up their hoods, get out knives, bop on over to people, and feel like, yeah, scary stuff. Not my gang. My gang, slightly different. All we used to do was stand on street corners and then do this. We're gonna mug you, give us your shoes. We got mugged every single day. Real film. At that point, no, I couldn't say, no, I'm not taking that, I'm out. Tough gang. Very difficult to have the element of spires after 20 minutes of vocal warm-ups. Funnily enough, that was my audition for 8 Mile. Just to let you know. Still waiting for the callback. Still not sure on that one. So you guys have been lovely. I'm not sure how much time I've got left. I think I'm going to do one more song for you guys, and then that's the big closer. So if they haven't decided a winner at that point, we'll just stand in silence for a bit. Just really dive the gig into the ground, and then I'll do one more song, or I'll make up. Who knows? I'll come up with something. I'll just think of something on the fly. Who knows? Cracking stuff. So I'm going to do one more song. Give us a cheer if you're dating. That's enough to carry on. Okay. This is a song about dating. Specifically, it's a song about dating in the modern era. That's nowadays. What could this be about? Some people like to show their love by sending someone a picture of their dick. God, it makes me sick that a dude would send a picture of their dick. Not me. I show her in an interesting way that I'm an interesting guy with lots of hot face. But I also want to show her that I have a penis, and that is why I always send a dick jigsaw. I send a dick jigsaw, so she knows that I'm open to fun activities, as long as those activities revolve around my peen. I send a dick jigsaw. I send a dick jigsaw, so she sees my knob, plus has something to do on Sunday afternoon. Rock. Sexy motherfucker. With a jigsaw, it is also true that you can see my balls, plus also improve your IQ and brain. Yes, I'm insane, but at least I'm more intelligent, and I've also got a boner. It's also useful for your GP if you have a problem for the doctor to see. Instead of showing them a boring photo, you can bring a box, then unpack the pieces and say, I've had discomfort for days. It's a 3 out of 10 in terms of pain. And when they ask you to pop up on the table, you say, actually, I've got a photo in jigsaw form. They say, okay, I've been a doctor for a while, it's actually highly unusual. You say, shut up and start at the corners. Yes, it's really awkward, and you make it much more awkward by giving minimal clues as they solve a jigsaw of your dick. Over the course of the next 20 minutes, you've booked a double appointment, so you're going to be there for as long as it takes. You've asked the lady who's coming in next, and she doesn't have a problem because you killed her. Look at my dick, look at my dick, look at my dick, look at my dick. Hypothetically, that's what you would do. Just at least I got my dick jigsaw. Look at my dick jigsaw. Yeah, they're personalised and I order them online, which is why I'm banned from funkypigeon.com. Look at my dick jigsaw. Look at my dick jigsaw. Eyes contact, please. And if you want more, baby, I'll give you more, baby. And next week I'll send you an extra sketch of my ass. An extra sketch of my ass. Echo effect. Gotta love the fact that you, Adam, at the front, you came in halfway through. And I imagine you two together, and you just turned over with a look on your faces. I can't really explain how it got to this point. I'd say you'll catch up. You'll hear what's going on. I don't know if... all good? All right. I'll leave... oh, yeah, no, I could have done something to bring the vibe up, but I didn't. Let's bring it down. I just want to say I am the king. I reign forever. Frank if I'm being honest, I'm here to say the competition this year is void. And, I'm pulling at Jordan Brooks. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it for this year. It's mine. But you guys have been wonderful, and yeah, let's have a little round of applause for everyone we have this evening. Thank you very much.
Thanks very much. Yeah. I love him. One more time. Bennett's brilliant. He's fantastic. Right, okay. Well, we've got... Right, we've got a joint third place. You can do that. I mean, no, we've had. Don't worry, we've done this before. We had a joint winner one year, so don't get carried away. So this is the decision of the judges. 5 judges in this case. Joint third is Freya Mallard. And Will Owen. Will Owen. I beg your pardon?
Will you come to the stage, please?
Oh, could you come to the stage, Freya Mallard and Will Owen? Oh yeah, we're going to make this last, this thing. Just come to the stage. Right, they're on the way, don't worry, yeah. Give it up one more time, joint third. And in second place from Austria, Hubert Meyer. Hubert Meyer. You komm herein. Bitte, mein Freund. Hubert Meyer. Yeah, well. And the winner of the competition is the act you saw first, Adam Flood.
Sorry, no. Now I've got goodie bags for everyone. It doesn't contain very much, except Bath Comedy branding. We've got a Bath Comedy mug, and a flag and a badge and my business card, because you all get gigs for me. So there's 2 for joint thirds. There's 1 for first and second. You get a bottle of bubbly as well. It's called Cunty. A Cunty. And there's a special prize for the first place, of course. And I'd like to invite Matt Richardson up to help me present it, because it weighs a ton.
Yeah, it does, yeah. This is impressive, guys. I've seen it already. I know. We've upgraded the trophy since Matt won it, I'm afraid. Sorry about that. I mean, you know.
Well, that is a massive trophy filled with mini eggs. There will be an engraved thing that I'll send you the post which you put on the side. You don't have to hand it back next year or anything. That's yours to keep forever.
Oh, this is a first. I don't want to do this.
Just pause this moment for a photograph of that. Just there we go. Thanks.
Give it up for the guys. And give it up for Nick Steele, the festival director. And
there are bags in the little room for all you other contestants as well, because you're all winners getting to the final. Well, that's it. You can bugger off now. Go on. You've had your moment. Well done to all of them. Give them a massive round of applause. I have to say, Thanks, Jeff, as well. Helping coordinate the competition tonight. I have to say the judges had a pretty hard time because standard was so good this year. Don't you all agree? The highest judging standard is finding something new, and I think we've found definite stars of tomorrow here with something very exciting happening in this room. What do you think of this venue? Isn't it marvellous? Give a round of applause for Cameron and Taylor and all the staff at Walcott House for hosting us. First time out, this new iteration of the building. It's kind of comedy coming full circle. At least for me, when I got here in the 90s, Adi, there who's doing our live streaming, was doing comedy in this space. It was a different room, but the Fez Comedy Club, if anyone's old enough to remember that, that's where this man was discovered, apparently. And he's still here. So I think your joke, Jeff. Wolf and Jeff!
Don't you dare!
So, I think we're going to do some more comedy in here. What do you reckon? Yeah! I think we're due to get some. Well, these are my lights out my garage, but we'll get some more professional stuff in, and we will change the 1970s working men's backdrop because I need it back in one of my other venues. And we might get a better stage than made out of these pallets. But hey, that's all trimmings. The main thing is there's the quality tonight, the wonderful competition we've had, the wonderful festival we've had, big names against the stars of tomorrow, 3.5 weeks. It's incredible to be back. I mean, it's going to go from strength to strength out here. I'm thinking as if the festival's over, it's not over yet until Fat Man goes to the Caribbean. And that's in the world. Tomorrow there's a doctor, a real doctor doing a show up at Burle's Yard. What's her name? Yes. I can't pronounce the name, so you look on the website, but it's a late entry, that's going to be up at Bill's Yard tomorrow, and on Thursday, Sandy Toxic in the main house of the Forum, and I've got Catherine Bohart up in the ballroom as well. And spoiler alert, I'm going to give Sandy Toxic a Bath Plug medal at the end of her show for services to comedy over the years. And then there's Jasper Carrot as well coming, and is there something else? I can't remember, there's so much stuff. But please do keep continuing to support live comedy, because it's so important art form. I really believe that, always have done, especially nowadays. We all need it more than anything. There's lots of cliches about it because it's true. It's the most inclusive art form, and it is very, very necessary for the human condition. So I feel very strong about that. So thank you all for supporting it, and please stay and have another drink. The bar's open. Cameron Taylor will serve you whatever you need. Thank you ever so much.
Nick Steele, Festival Director, Nick Steele, give it up.
Can we have some house lights, please, Master? Thank you very much.